Mr. President, you ought to know that this nation is more a tale of two cities than it is just a shining city on a hill. Maybe, Mr. President, if you asked a woman who had been denied the help she needed to feed her children because you said you needed the money for a tax break for a millionaire or for a missile we couldn't afford to use.
Welcome back, America. I'm Betsy McCoy, standing in for Steve Malzberg today. And we have with us John Fund, Newsmax contributor, National Review columnist, author of Obama's Enforcer, Eric Holder's Justice Department, and a real expert on American politics. And I'm very nice to have you, John. What did you think of this Cuomo rhetoric?
Well, Mario Cuomo represented the great liberal passion of the 1980s and 1990s. That speech launched endless speculation that he should run for president. He never did, but he's deep in the hearts of liberals, sort of like Ted Kennedy was, a man who didn't get the top job, but who had an enormous following. The problem with that speech ultimately is the policies didn't work. They didn't work nationally, they didn't work in New York State. Mario Cuomo died yesterday, and just the week before his death, New York became the fourth largest state in population, and that's largely because businesses and jobs have left the state because of high taxes, burdensome regulations, and a business climate that doesn't encourage innovation.
I so agree. I disagreed with Mario Cuomo's policies. I ran against him with George Pataki.
And you beat him.
And I beat him. But interesting that you say that, because I was also very impressed with Mario Cuomo as a person.
Oh, he was a deep thinker. This is a man who had read many scholarly works, who kept a diary, did things politicians don't normally do. The problem, I think, is that as decent as he was, and as much as he wanted to help people, he chose to support policies that in the end didn't help people. It kept them in dependency.
That's right. And New York is in very serious financial condition.
It kept them in dependency.
That's right. And New York is in very serious financial conditions because Bill de Blasio, New York City's mayor, ran on the same kind of rhetoric, very divisive actually. And we just heard President Obama say last week that race relations in the United States are better now than when he took office. Do some fact checking for us on that one.
Well, not just him. Eric Holder, as Attorney General, said the same thing. I just don't know what planet they're referring to. But the America we live in today is more divisive than ever. And the proof in that is the polls show Obama's approval rating on race relations, which is one of the signature calling cards of his campaign in 2008, is down to 40%. Only 57% of blacks approve of ways handling race relations, only 34% of whites. Where's the progress? All you have to do is look at the reaction and the recriminations over Ferguson, New York City, and we're in a world of hurt.
Well, and isn't it true that President Obama himself has exacerbated racial division by inviting someone like Al Sharpton, a race-baiting, tax-evading rabble-rouser, into the White House 82 times?
Look, if you have a puddle of gasoline sitting in front of you, the last thing you do is light a match and throw it onto the gasoline. Having Al Sharpton to the White House 85 times, having him being the White House's effective emissary to the Zimmerman shooting, to the Ferguson shooting, basically inviting him to veto people who are vetted by the administration, having him being consulted on who the next Attorney General is. I mean,
amazing. You
can only imagine if someone with his kind of divisive views on the white end of things, representing Caucasian Americans in some way, you can only imagine what that would be
like
considered.
A Klan member.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say Al Sharpton is a Klan member, but Al Sharpton's
like a Klan member.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say Al Sharpton is a Klan member, but Al Sharpton's Freddie's Fashion Mart, we're talking about the Crown Heights disaster, we're talking about time and time again, the Twine and Brawley hoax for which Al Sharpton has never apologized. It would be one thing if Al Sharpton had recognized the error of his ways. He just doubles down and continues doing it, more muted than in the past, but still with the same rabble-rousing intent.
There will always be Al Sharptons, but why didn't the president choose someone like Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick or U.S. Senator from New Jersey Cory Booker?
Well, remember, those are elected officials. So what we're talking about is Obama felt a need, and he's always felt a need because he's always had an ambivalent relationship with black political leaders. All you have to do is talk to them privately. He felt a need that he needed an outside guy to be his ambassador on race issues. Now, it used to be Jesse Jackson who had his own baggage, but even as bad as Jesse Jackson was, he wasn't Al Sharpton.
We've got to get more insights from you after the break. This is Betsy McCoy standing in for Steve Malzberg. After the break, more from John Fund on what's happening with race relations in America.